Hi, and welcome to the weekly salmon fishing update for July 7th. On today's update, I'll cover seasons and rules information for the existing fisheries. We'll take a look at hatchery returns and some Creel survey data, and we'll wrap things up. Things are really winding down with our fisheries, but you'll be happy to know that we've got another weekend coming up on the South Fork Salmon River. I encourage you to check out the blog that was recently posted by Jordan Messner, our regional fisheries manager up in McCall. He's got some useful tips for ways to be successful on the South Fork salmon this upcoming weekend. That's it for this week's introduction. Let's get to the report. This weekly salmon fishing update contains information for the Snake River, the Clearwater River Basin, and the South Fork Salmon River Chinook fisheries. Any areas not mentioned in this weekly salmon fishing update are closed to fishing for Chinook salmon. The Snake River is currently open to fishing for Chinook salmon 7 days per week. Fishing hours are from 5:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Mountain Time, and the daily bag limit is 4 salmon, only one of which may be an adult. The possession limit is 12 salmon, only 3 of which may be adults. The Snake River is open from Dug Bar Boat Ramp upstream to Hells Canyon Dam. The Clearwater River drainage is open in select areas to fishing for Chinook salmon 4 days per week, Thursday through Sunday. Fishing hours are from 4:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Time, and the daily bag limit is 4 jack salmon. All adults must be released. The possession limit is 12 jack salmon. The Clearwater River drainage is open in the Clearwater River from Pink House Boat Ramp upstream to Greer Bridge, in the North Fork Clearwater River from the mouth upstream to Dvorak Dam, in the Middle Fork Clearwater River from the confluence with the South Fork Clearwater River upstream to the Nez Perce Tribal Reservation boundary, and in the South Fork Clearwater River from the Nez Perce Tribal Reservation boundary upstream to the posted sign just upstream of the Mount Idaho Grade Bridge. The South Fork Salmon River will reopen to Chinook fishing on Friday, July 9th, and the upcoming interval will be open from Friday through Monday. Fishing hours are from 5:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Mountain Time, and the daily bag limit is 4 salmon, only one of which may be an adult. The possession limit is 12 salmon, only 3 of which may be adults. The South Fork Salmon River is open from the Forest Service Road 48 bridge that crosses the South Fork Salmon River just upstream of the confluence with the East Fork of the South Fork of the Salmon River, upstream to a posted boundary 100 yards downstream of the South Fork Salmon River Hatchery Weir. Now that we've covered the seasons and rules information for the existing fisheries, I wanted to take a minute to cover the hatchery returns that have recently come back to McCall Fish Hatchery on the South Fork Salmon River. You can see it, last week we had some really big trapping days with over 200 adults trapped, and things slowed down after the weekend fishery with only 87 trapped on Monday the 5th. But we do have a lot of fish in the system. We've trapped the majority of our brood stock for the McCall hatchery program, and so when we get extra adults and jacks at the trap for this next week, we will be recycling those through the fishery, which means we put them on a truck and we take them downriver and let them pass through the fishery again. We did this before the fishery opened up during this last Friday through Monday interval, and we received numerous reports of fish being caught that had been part of that recycling program. We know this due to an external mark that we put on these fish. So expect more fish through the system. We still have some fish that have crossed Lower Granite Dam in the last couple of weeks that'll be making their way into the fishery, so there should be fish again throughout the system this coming weekend. Looking at some Creel survey data from the Snake River, again, things are basically non-existent down there for fishing pressure. We didn't document any pressure or harvest this last week. We just are still sitting at 90 adults kept and 2 jacks for that Snake River fishery below Hells Canyon. And in the Clearwater River drainage for the jack-only fishery, last week we documented 15 clip jacks that were kept, about 130 angler hours fished, and a handful of adults caught and released in that fishery as well. Lastly, for the South Fork Salmon River, during the 4-day interval from Friday through Monday, we estimated a total of 199 adults kept and 39 jacks, bringing the season totals to 297 adults and 71 jacks. This fishery will be going again this weekend from Friday through Monday, so if you like to fish the South Fork salmon, Make sure to head there for this next weekend because we don't know how long it'll be open after that. That's it for this weekly salmon fishing update. If you're heading out to one of the open Chinook fisheries left in the state this weekend, I wish you the best of luck. We'll talk to you next week.